On October 7, 2023, the skies over southern Israel and Tel Aviv filled with sirens as fighting erupted near Gaza's heavily blockaded borders. In the hours that followed, Israel declared a state of war and unleashed relentless airstrikes on densely populated Gaza Strip, home to more than 2 million Palestinians. Entire neighborhoods were flattened within days. Footage showed families digging through rubble with their bare hands to find loved ones. In Gaza City, homes, schools, and even hospitals came under fire. By October 9th, Israeli bombardment had killed more than 500 people in Gaza alone. Buildings like Gaza's National Bank and parts of Jabalia refugee camp lay in ruins. As the bombs rained down, Israel dropped leaflets ordering more than 1 million people to flee south, triggering one of the largest forced displacements in Gaza's history. Families carried injured children through streets turned to dust. On October 17th, an explosion tore through Al Ahli Baptist Hospital, killing around 500 people in one of the war's deadliest single incidents. Palestinians blamed an Israeli strike. The World Health Organization called it catastrophic and unprecedented. Humanitarian aid struggled to get through Israel's siege. On October 21st, a small convoy crossed from Egypt, but it was nowhere near enough for the 2.3 million people trapped without food, water, or fuel. As winter approached, Israel's military expanded its ground invasion, sending tanks and troops into northern Gaza while intensifying airstrikes overnight. Inside Gaza's overwhelmed hospitals, surgeries were performed without anesthetic. Injured lay on the blood-stained floors while the dead were wrapped in blankets outside. Families fled south with whatever they could carry, only to find bombed-out shelters waiting for them. A brief pause came on November 21st when a short truce allowed a few hostages and prisoners to be exchanged, but the bombing resumed by December 1st. Aid convoys kept falling short. In January 2024, families queued for hours in Rafah just for a plate of beans. The World Court ordered Israel to prevent acts of genocide but did not call for a ceasefire. By March, with famine fears growing, the US began airdropping food, a drop in the ocean compared to Gaza's need. Then, in April, an Israeli airstrike killed 7 foreign aid workers from the World Central Kitchen, despite their movements being coordinated with the Israeli military. As fighting spread, civilians paid their price beyond Gaza too. In April, Iran launched drones and missiles at Israel for the first time. In May, Israeli forces seized Gaza's Rafah border crossing with Egypt, but cutting off another vital lifeline for aid. Some supplies trickled in by sea through a US-built pier, but the bombs never stopped. By July, violence had spilled into other regions. The Israeli-occupied Golan Heights, rockets struck a football field, killing children at play. Funerals turned into scenes of mass mourning. In Beirut and southern Lebanon, explosions and strikes killed dozens, flattening homes and shops as the conflict widened. Strikes inside Iran in October showed how far the war's reach had grown, but Gaza remained the hardest hit. As global outrage mounted, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and other top officials, accusing them of war crimes against humanity. Meanwhile, Gaza's people continued to dig through rubble, bury their dead, and search for food and shelter as the bombs kept falling.